paraphernalia. Swapumbhi, by his own associates. Te, the great sages, Kumaras. Achakshata, saw. Aksha Vishayam, now a subject matter of seeing. Samadhi Bhagyam, visible simply by ecstatic trance. Hamsa Shriyo, as beautiful as white swans.
Bhajanaya. Akhilesh Prabhu, you got frozen?
Vyajanayo. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Am I back?
Yes.
Okay. Vyajanayo, the chamaras, the bunches of white hair. Shiva Vayu, favorable winds. Lolat, moving. Subra, Atpatra, the white umbrella. Sashik, the moon. Kesara, pearls. Shikara, drops. Ambum, water. Translation. The sages headed by Sanaka Rishi saw that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, who was formerly visible only within their hearts in ecstatic trance, had now actually become visible to their eyes. As he came forward, accompanied by his own associates, bearing all paraphernalia, such as an umbrella and a chamar fan, the white bunches of hair moving very gently like two swans, and due to their favorable breeze, the pearls garlanding the umbrella also moved. Like drops of nectar falling from the white full moon or ice melting due to a gust of wind. In this verse, we find the word achakchatakch vishayam. The Supreme Lord cannot be seen by ordinary eyes, but he now became visible to the eyesight of the Kumaras. Another significant word is samadhi bhagyam. Meditators who are very fortunate can see the Vishnu form of the Lord within their hearts by following the yogic process. But to see him face to face is a different matter. This is only possible for pure devotees. The Kumaras, therefore, upon seeing the Lord coming forward with his associates who were holding an umbrella and a chamar fan, were struck with wonder that they were seeing the Lord face to face. It is said in Brahma Samhita that devotees being elevated in love of God always see Syama Sundar, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, within their heart. But when they are mature, the same God is visible before them face to face. For ordinary persons, the Lord is not visible. However, when one can understand the significance of his holy name and one engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord, beginning with the tongue by chanting and tasting prasad, then gradually the Lord reveals himself. Thus, the devotees constantly see the Lord within his heart, and in a more mature stage, one can see the same Lord directly as we see everything else. We'll change the Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desha Tarine Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नित्यानंद अवधूतेन्दु वसुध प्राण वल्लभ जानवजीत पति कृष्ण प्रेम प्रभु पद्मावती श्रीमान सचिनंदन पूर्वज पावनुक्त जगत्राता रक्त गौर कलेवर नमो नमो निरुद्धाय ऋषिकेश इंद्रियात्मने नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निवृत्तात्मने स्वर्ग पर्ग द्वाराय नित्यं शुचिषदे नमः नमः हिरण्यवीर्याय चातुर्होत्राय तन्तवे ओम नमो भगवते नरसिंहाय नमस्तेजस्तेजसे आविर्भव वज्रनख वज्रदंस कर्माशयान रंदय रंदय तमो ग्रस ग्रस ओम स्वाहा अभयम अभयम आत्मनि पुष्ठा ओम शाम हरे कृष्ण. So we are reading this wonderful verse where Kumaras have given curse to Jay and Vijay, and now the Lord Narayana has appeared. And these next 5 verses will actually describe the beauty of Lord Krishna. Now, it's very wonderfully here being described that how the Lord appeared. And in the purport, so wonderfully, Srila Prabhupada is, saying that how at the mature stage of devotional service, Lord appears. Now, sometimes, we see that, or I'll come to that later. So let's first try to understand that, was cursing of the Jay and Vijay justified? And then we'll see the appearance of the Lord and then the meaning of that appearance, why he appeared. So this is something which is, this verse is from Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, written by Srila Sanatana Goswami. And the context of this one is that Gopakumaras are taken to Vaikuntha planet by the Parsadas, the Parsadas of the Supreme Personality of God. And when they reach the Gopura, right where Jai and Vijay, right where, 4 Kumaras are being stopped. So what do they do? So this verse explains that Parsadair idam uktoham tvam titi tisthek chanam bahi vigyapya prabhu asambhi puri yavat pravakshe. He's saying that the prasadair idam uktoham tvam tistheta chanam bahi. They're saying that, please, stay here for a few moments, vigyapya prabhum asambhi puri yavat pravakshe. We will inform the Lord and then we will take permission to so that you can visit. So that's what is. Then the Lord's associate said to me, "Wait outside for a moment. We will inform the Lord, and then you may enter." So this is, we can also see this is very apt even in current culture when you're visiting somebody important. Then there is an attendant who goes and then informs that person, and then uh, once the person is informed, then you are allowed to have an audience, allowed to visit, allowed to meet the person. So that is the right etiquette or the decorum. Um, Now, with this context, it may appear that Jay and Vijay were not entirely at fault because they were trying to uh, follow the right etiquettes. Okay, so where is then why they are being cursed? Okay? So we can understand that these rules are there, but as Bhagwan himself uh, confirms, Shri Bhagwan Vacha etau tau parsadau mahyam jaya vijayo evacha kadarthi kritya mam yadvo bahva akritam ati kramam. Means this is next chapter, second verse, verse number 2 of 16th chapter. Here, Bhagwan is confirming that etau, these tau parshadav mahyam jai vijay, they have akritam atikramam, they have done a mistake. What is saying translation? The personality of God had said, "These attendants of mine, Jay and Vijay by name, have committed a great offense against you because of ignoring me." Now, what is the meaning of ignoring me? So, in the 16th chapter, further describes that uh, there is general decorum, of course. What we saw in the previous slide, that if somebody is visiting a great personality, there is a decorum etiquette to be followed. But in case of the devotees of the Lord, it is something which is all of that, because there is love involved. There is a devotional service involved. So all the rules and regulations are actually not to be followed. In that case, we also see that when Krishna is there in Vrindavan, when he's playing with his sakhas, all the rules and regulations of the supreme personality, him being supreme personality of Godhead, all that is not being followed. We see that Mother Yashoda is binding him in the mortar grinder, um, giving him a punishment. Now, who can give punishment to supreme personality of Godhead? The Kal of the Kal. So that's where it is justified that there should be no one who will be coming in between Krishna and his devotees. Now, the next then comes that what to do, how to receive Lord. When Lord appears, what to do, and that's this verse very nicely explaining. Okay? We can see appearance of the Lord. Now, appearance of the Lord can we, this verse is actually saying, that can we actually see Lord, by our these material senses, and that's not possible. We saw that in the purport as well, that once the devotional service matures, that's when we will be able to see the supreme personality of Godhead, even though he is present everywhere. Bahir antasya bhutanam acharam charam evacha suksmatvat tad abhigyeyam durastham chantike chatat. No, the Abhigayam is a word, which I was actually pondering over yesterday as well, in Bhagavad Gita class, is that he is not to be seen by the material senses. He is present bahir antascha bhutanam. He is present inside and outside the um, bhutanam. And acharam charam evacha. He is moving and non-moving both. Sukshmatvat tad abhigayam. He is very minute, and then he is very big as well. Durasthitam chantike chatat. He is very far, situated very far, and he is very nearby as well. That's Durastham. Uh, the supreme truth exists outside and inside of all living beings. The moving and non-moving. Because he is subtle. Sukshmatva. And abhigayam, he is beyond the power of material senses to see or to know. He cannot be seen just by the material senses. Once the senses are purified, that's when we will be able to see. Okay, although far, far away, he is also near to all. So he was always present. We are seeing four Kumaras are confirming that he was within the heart, and they were able to see. But when that process of yoga, matures, that's when they can see in front of their eyes as well. See how nicely it is in the purport here. The Supreme Personality of Godhead within their hearts. But when they are mature, the same God is visible before them face to face. So that's the mature state. Now, question comes that, okay, so when the devotional service reaches the mature stage, then you have the audience of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But we are, because Krishna is so merciful, he appears in his Archa Vigraha form. He appears in his name, name form, and then we have to be, how should we behave when we have to chant, or how should we behave when we see the art, when we have the audience of, when we are visiting temple, what should be there should be excitement, and then we see that, when Lord appears, this is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining that, look, when Lord appeared here in this verse, what were the residents of Vaikuntha Loka doing? They saying, look, the Lord's feet are now decorating the courtyard outside. Let's prepare all the paraphernalia for his worship. So that's where all these chamara, umbrella, came, in this verse we are seeing. So that should be our mood. There should be excitement. Oh, Lord is appeared. Oh, we are going inside the temple. The moment we reach the temple, we should, participate in the darshan of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Utsahat nishchayat. There should be utsaha. There should be eagerness. There should be excitement to have the same is being confirmed in Nectar of Devotion as well. This is Srila Prabhupada translating. He's saying, when the deity is being born for a stroll in the street, a devotee should immediately follow the procession. In this connection, it may be noted that in India, especially in Vishnu temples, the system is that apart from the big deity who is permanently situated in the main area of the temple, there is a set of smaller deities that are taken in procession in the evening. These are called Utsav deities as well. In some temples, it is a custom to hold a big procession in the evening with a band playing and a nice big umbrella over the deities who sit on decorated thrones on the cart or palanquin, which is carried by the devotees. So we sometimes, we see how some videos which get forwarded and reach us, that how these processions in India are still carried out, evening time. It's a wonderful pastime. Deities come out onto the streets and travel in the neighborhood, while the people of the neighborhood come out to offer prasad. The residents of the neighborhood all follow the procession, so it is very nice scene. We also see, in the Jagannath Rath Yatra, that so many devotees, Lord is coming out on the chariot, and then so many devotees bring different offerings, and then you know, offer it to Lord Jagannath, and then take prasad. Even our, 15th August, Independence Day parade here at Oak Tree Road, we see that um, so many vendors on the both sides of the road, they are coming out. Sometimes they know, sometimes they do not know, but they are present, and then they offer. They're bringing sometimes just for advertisement, but Lord Jagannath being there, sometimes they just get the agyata sukriti, and then that will benefit them. And then some of them know, because our temple has been doing this yatra for so many years, so they wait for Lord Jagannath to come, and then they open up, their store, they offer, different items to Lordship and then his devotees. So this is a custom. So that should be our mood when Lord appears, that excitement should be there. Okay? Then when Lord appeared, now here when Lord is appearing, there are three three points of views which again Srila Vijwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining. First, he is telling from the point of view of Kumaras, because Lord is appearing and his countenance, his facial expression is smiling. So they are now in the doubt that, when we do not know if the Lord is angry with us for cursing his two devotees, what is he thinking? Because they're just, it is like, um, you have given punishment to somebody's servant, and then that person appears. Now you are scared that, is that person here to chastise me, take side of his servant, or is, what to do? So that's why they were, this is what Kumaras were thinking. Now, what is Jay and Vijay were thinking? They were weeping in lamentation that, because of this curse, now we are going to go to the earthly planets, and then we are going to have separation from the Lord. So in that mood, they are actually lamenting and then crying. Okay, and then what is Lord thinking? He is thinking that, since you are fixed in the bliss of impersonal realization, convinced that it is the best, why do you disturb your hearts? Why don't you steady yourself? Do not give up your steadiness in Brahman. So this is jokingly, Lord is actually telling to Kumaras, or thinking, with his smile, he is actually telling this to Kumaras that, now you're looking disturbed, seeing me in front of you. Why? You should be nicely fixed, steady, um, no matter what happens. Why you're being anxious. So this is what is the explanation which Acharyas are giving. Then why Lord appeared? This is the final point. There is a there is upfront, or what do we call, explained part, and then there is an internal reason. There is an external reason, there is an internal reason of appearance of the Lord. So what is the external reason? External reason, Krishna is confirming that yan namani cha grihnati loko britya katagasi so asadu vadas tatkirtim hanti twacham ivamyah. So here Krishna is saying that, if something bad is done, then the blame is on the master. So in a way, Krishna is appearing to take up the blame, and then ask for forgiveness. We see uh, modern day masters, when something wrong, sometimes we see at workplace also, if some mistake is done, that person is blamed, and then maybe fired from the job, um, or or made the culprit scapegoat. Sometimes masters, the managers, bosses, put their blame on the subordinate. But the real leadership is that you take the ownership of your actions of your subordinates. Okay, and this is what Krishna is there. He appears. This is the external one. A wrong act committed by a servant leads people in general to blame his master. So he's kind of there, present to own up the mistakes committed by Jay and Vijay. Just as a spot of white leprosy on any part of the body pollutes all of the skin. But Srila Prabhupada explains in his purport what is the internal meaning. So internal meaning is that because the four Kumaras were so eager to have darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So just like in Chaitanya Leela, Haridas Thakur was actually, because he was born in the Muslim family, he was not allowed to go into the temples, and then he will also not go into the temples, thinking that, oh, I am so low. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is not different than Jagannath, will go visit him and then give his darshan and spend time with him. So similarly, here, because there is a delay in four Kumaras meeting Supreme Personality of Godhead, so Supreme Personality of Godhead came himself. This is the internal meaning of his appearance. So with that, so time as well, so I'd like to stop here. And, over to you, Madhupati Prabhu. If there are any questions, we can discuss in the Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you very much, Akhilesh Krsna. Yeah. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord, collectively chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Sina Singha, Jai Singha, Jai Singha, Saladesha Jaganam Kapasingam,
Raviram Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvato Mukham Narsingham Vishnu Vashim Mrityu Namamyam. Jai.
Our humble obeisances to all the summer Vaishnavas,
Panchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Patitanam Pavanebhyo Namo Namah.
Nirantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Pada ki
Jai.
Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Hari.
Thank you, Akhilesh.
Thank you everybody. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.